Okay, today I'm going to show you Taylor. We're trying to get him ready for his new home. So with Taylor, I got to make sure he's nice and calm for the new person. So I lunge him. I'm trying to get everybody lunge the horses ahead of time so we prepare him well. And then I desensitize him, because remember, if you saw his first videos, you'll remember he was kind of really jumpy with all this stuff. All right, sometimes this thing won't stay very long. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the other side. So we want this horse because he's jumpy, be pretty darn quiet. Let me move so you can see him. He's moved in place, but he's still jumpy, and so we're trying to, now I've moved you too much. So he's jumpy, so we're trying to get rid of that. Now, I've had him 4 months, and he's been doing this, who knows, all his life, or since he was a show horse. Good boy. So I made it better, but I can't totally get rid of it yet. Okay? So the next person has to do that, because he can't, nobody can afford to keep him in training for me to finish it. Okay? So you'll see he's much better with the flag, and then I'm going to do the rest of this stuff. So still going to touch him, because his major issue is me touching him with things up in his chest and his knees, especially with things that move, like the flag and the bags, and that's probably because they revved them up before he went in the show arena. We don't know for sure, but that's what I've seen them do. So that's probably why he's so jumpy with that stuff. That's not why he's so jumpy on the trail. It's just because he doesn't have experience. So remember, a tired horse is a good horse. So the more tired we make him, the better he's going to be. And that's not forever. It's just till he gets better at it. So if you got to lunge him 30 minutes or an hour, that's what you got to do in the beginning. And if you do it right over time, it should be less and less the preparation that you have to do for them. If you do it wrong, then you're going to have to keep doing that same amount of preparation with them. Okay? And you're not trying to scare them, you're just trying to work their tension out and get them to the thinking side of their brain. So it's not like I want them exhausted, but I might have to make them exhausted in the beginning to get them used to these things, for him to accept it and see that it's not going to kill him. Okay? So a tired horse is a good horse. Right? So he's pretty good. Now some of us forget, we get busy and we stop desensitizing, and then we're like, why is the horse so jumpy? If he's jumpy, it means he needs probably some lunging, running around, and then some more desensitizing, right? So much better. So let's try the other side. Okay. So you've seen the desensitizing videos, but I always move it around the horse first. Make sure they're okay with that, and I've done this a bunch of times to them, so I do that over and over again, and then I touch them with it. But if you just walk up and touch the horse and he doesn't trust you, he's gonna freak out at you, right? Good job. So we're gonna do it one more time. So I did this to him a long time yesterday, because he was a little jumpy, and today he's much better, but I also lunged him. Okay, so remember, this was his worst thing. If you look back in the videos, this is when he was running away. So he's still kind of nervous with it, but he's not horrible. Good boy. So he lowered his head. So again, you can look back at the desensitizing videos, but anytime they cock a leg, take a deep breath, lower their head, that's when we're giving them a break, because we're trying to reward them for relaxing, not for spooking. Okay, so he's watching Jose, isn't he? He's a little high-headed. Oh boy. Now usually I wouldn't bring this in front of them when they're relaxing, but him, we just want them used to it. Okay. Always watch if there's people riding, always watch them, make sure the horse is okay, because not everybody's horse is okay with this stuff. So see, he still jumps at some stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to touch him with the bag. see, he's still not totally relaxed because his head came up, okay? So he's accepting it in his chest. Good job, buddy. But this is taking a lot of work. If he wants to smell it, he can smell it. Because we want him to be curious. I want him to know he can look at things. Okay? I know that we're not going to hurt him, so this is a much better position. So he's relaxed. You have to be relaxed too, because if you come at them aggressively, you're going to scare him. Now we're going to touch his head this time. Good job. Okay. So I've seen people hobble them. I've had people come up to me, hey, want to do a clinic with me? We'll hobble them and desensitize all the horses. That's not what I'm doing here, okay? I'm trying to build up their courage, get them over fears. It's not just that I want them to stand still and spook, because that's how some of these horses got this problem, is they're petrified. They don't move their feet, but they're petrified. So I want them to be over it, and now I'm not going to hurt them. I don't want them scared in place. I don't want them scared, period, okay? So this is really good compared to yesterday. Good job. Now watch, I'm going to pass it on underneath him. Good job. Okay, we're going to go to the other side, because in the beginning, he would have been flying across this parking lot. Good job. So see, his head's down, he's relaxed. I'm not holding this tight. You see, he still has that worried look in his eye, and I expect it's going to be there a while. But it's much, much better. Right? So see, now I'm letting him go. He's not trying to run away from me, so we'll do it without me holding him. So if they trust you and they know you're not going to hurt them, they'll stay with you. In the beginning, they don't know, so of course they would run away in the beginning, because they don't know who you are. But if you're working up with them, they'll give you their trust, and they'll stay around you, even when you're doing goofy stuff. Okay? Good boy. So now I'm going to touch him with it. So we're still going to hold him first. Yep. Now if he moves his feet, that's going to make me start moving this. Good job. Good first time. So if he was moving, like yesterday, he kept moving a little bit. Every time he moved, I brought the bag up. So I want him to think, if he stays still, the bag stays away. Good boy. And this is submission. If he moves, the bag comes at him. So he realizes, hey, if I just stay here, that bag will go away. And if I just stay here and stay calm, right, then good job. Good job. Then she'll stop doing this. But if I just stand here and I'm not calm, she's going to do it over and over again. But again, they have to figure that out, so that takes some time. Oh, good job. So see, he's still jumpy, but he's trying to hold it together. He's like, I know she's not going to hurt me, but I'm really scared. Right? Not as scared as I was, but I'm still pretty scared. Okay? So we want to end when it's good. So I want him to be not so jumpy when I stop doing this. Boy. Now he's not so scared with the back of him, so I'm going to stay up more towards his chest. Because that's where he was petrified. Good job. Again, you might have to do this 20 times, you might have to do it 1,000 times. Just depends on the horse, right? You stay calm. Good job. Do your head again. Good job. Oh, good boy. Okay, good job. So the mistakes I see is most people want to do this. You know, I start desensitizing, or even if they try to help me. Now he moved away from the bag, didn't he? Good job. See him? Get scared? So I'm doing this because he moved away. Okay. But most people want to do it too fast, and they think, you know, Gaye desensitized him so he's over it, and then they start adding more random things fast. The horse has to trust you first, so you don't go from the bag to something popping in the horse's face or something like that. So you have to do very slow, very methodical, gain their trust, and then over time you can change the things you're doing and add more, right? So you see I'm going to walk really slow. I'm going to touch him first. Now I'm going to bring the bag up. Good job. So he needs a lot more of this done, and I would say do it for at least a year, if not more, and just get him over everything and build his trust, and he'll be a nice horse. But again, when people do it wrong, that's when a horse that was getting better starts getting worse, or they leave here and they're like, he was doing really well with her, why is he not doing well with me? Something's missing. You're not doing something right. You're scaring him instead of settling his brain. Okay, so it takes time. It takes a lot of trust from the horse. They don't know what you're doing. You can't explain it to them, so you just have to do things slowly over and over again, especially a horse that has been abused, beaten, has a hot temperament, is a very sensitive horse. All those horses are going to need help getting through these things.